And what's good, everyone? As we're back in live in this one for a special live stream out here tonight. Special live stream, only members and mods out in the chat for these types of special live streams that they cover. And tonight's the big night out here, the NFL draft, the night that you guys have been waiting for. Out for this one, and one of the biggest drafts to recent memory that I can remember going down. And it's going to be a good one tonight. That's one thing for sure. As we welcome you guys back to the stream out here. We got Vegas, Bradley, Lucas, Goody, Warren, Chris. Welcome to the stream here, guys, for being a part once again. Tonight, as I'll be going over my live reactions tonight, I'm going to do half of the draft for the first round. So we're going to do the first 16 picks here to the first round today. And I'll give you the rundowns of what every team through the first 16 goes for. We got some crazy news already, like right before this draft happening, around 3 hours ago. Sources putting out that Aaron Rodgers disgruntled with the Packers organization, that he does not want to return back to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers. That is huge news going down tonight. I've also heard, per sources, the New Orleans Saints eyeing to see if they can get inside the top 10, as because quite a bit of stuff just moving on. Yesterday, the trade with Teddy Bridgewater over from Carolina to Denver now. What's good? Dakota, welcome to the stream here. Yeah, it says up on the title there, first 16 picks. I'm only doing the first 16 today. It ends like almost at like 1 o'clock Eastern time where I am. So only the first 16 picks, if you guys didn't know already. That's why I have the first 16 up here. So half of the draft I'm doing in the first round. I remember I did it last year. It was crazy long. Went to like almost like 1 in the morning or so. What's good, Dave? Welcome to the stream here. Looking for the Cowboys here out of the draft. He's a Cowboys fan here. I'm thinking Dallas probably going to go defense to add to their defense most likely in their secondary. Steelers, who do I predict that they're going to get? I know Goody liking Najee Harris there from Alabama to be picked up by Pittsburgh. Could be a big pickup. I think they could possibly do so because James Conner no longer with the Steelers now. So they might actually go for Najee Harris. I think probably like a wide receiver too they can go out for. Or so. What's good, Dakota? Welcome to the stream here, man. Just gonna do the first 16 today. I know Dakota excited for number 22 with Tennessee. Yeah, I think they'll probably get like Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman possibly for Pittsburgh if they go towards like a target or so for a wide receiver. What's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream here. Looking for the draft on TV, can't find it. It just appeared on TV. It's on ABC. It's also on ESPN if you guys are looking for the draft out here. Yeah, Patriots better do something. I'm thinking they're going to make a quarterback move. We'll see if Bill trades up tonight. So, Jacksonville and the Jets, 1-2, and then it gets interesting with number 3. San Francisco eyeing the possibility of potentially 5 different quarterbacks they were looking at. It seemed like the past couple of days they were pretty high on Trey Lance for San Francisco, so we'll see what they do, if they end up taking Mac Jones, or if they do go with Justin Fields at number 3, or if they do land Trey Lance there at number 3. As Trey Lance has been rising lately in the draft stock, according to analysts, and Justin Fields has been dropping down lately here, which either way, one of them could fall to the Patriots at 15. What's good, Superman? Welcome to the stream here. Yeah, Superman, happy about this. Going to be first 16 picks I'll be doing today. So just the first 16. We're just going to do the first half for it. Last year I covered a whole thing, and the whole draft went to like almost 1 a.m. That's why. Tomorrow I'm going to be at my cousin's wedding, so I won't be doing the second and third rounds tomorrow. So I'm off tomorrow. Yeah, NFL Network as well has it. Looks like Jose found in the Spanish channel. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. 99.9% of the content I do cover is basketball games, play-by-play of NBA games, college hoops. From time to time, I do cover for members and mods out here in the stream, special live streams like I am tonight, the NFL Draft. I covered a couple Major League Baseball games a few days ago for members and mods for special live streams. And also have covered in the past NASCAR races and NFL games as well. I used to have a football channel, but all the football games that I plan on covering in the future are going to be on here instead of the other channel I had. That other channel didn't really grow as whereas this one in the off season when basketball is not playing, I'll do some NFL games from time to time. So we are getting ready for the draft in a little bit going down here. Basically 1-2 at this point a given with Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville and the Jets taking Zach Wilson. This could be the first time if the 49ers do pick a quarterback, which it looks like that they should be able to do so on the board, most likely. We'll see what happens with Jimmy Garoppolo if there's a trade in there for Jimmy G, as I heard rumors of the Saints trying to go up into the top 10. If they do pick a quarterback at number 3 for San Francisco, they'll be boom, 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 1, 2, 3, Jacksonville, Jets, and San Fran with quarterbacks. That would be the first draft since 1999 with 3 straight quarterbacks picked up in the draft. That was Tim Couch for Cleveland at number 1, Donovan McNabb at number 2 to Philadelphia, and then Achilles Smith, number 3 to Cincinnati. That was back in the 1999 draft. Yeah, rocking the Brady jersey here. I actually picked this up in Brady's last year in New England. So, of course, if you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Patriots fan. Big New England sports fan. Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. I'm pumped up to see what the Pats do at 15 tonight. If Bill does trade up, go into the top 10 for a pick or so, but I think Patriots looking at a quarterback tonight. Wow. Geez, strange day for Bradley. Sorry to hear that, man. Wow, I was in high school and it was about around this same day, believe it or not. 8 years ago. That happened at my high school too. That's crazy. That we had to go outside for hours. Yeah, no basketball game tonight. I'm not able to get a basketball game tonight. There's no basketball games on national TV because the draft's on national TV. And the draft's on Saturday. They put it on ABC, so there's no NBA game on ABC for the Saturday night games, which they usually do. They put the Saturday night game. It's very odd that they scheduled Golden State against Houston on Saturday night. And then the other game, I'm probably going to cover the other game, Denver versus the Clippers, like the late game on Saturday night. That's going to be a very late start, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So that's what I'm pinpointing right now. I'll let you guys know in the next community tab post what I do plan on doing. Yeah, Bradley put it out here. Definitely want some help here for the defense for Dallas. If Kyle Pitts falls to number 10, yeah, definitely that would be a huge pickup because you're looking at a gem of a tight end there. Kyle Pitts, he is looking like on the draft boards a top 5 prospect. And you don't really find too many tight ends that can just excel at the game. Or so very few playing right now. Travis Kelce by far for Kansas City, then Zach Ertz for Philadelphia. Not really like a ton of standout tight ends though, as of today. And then when healthy, George Kittle for San Francisco. So big updates earlier today, about 3 hours ago. Aaron Rodgers disgruntled with the Packers organization as he has told someone within the organization per sources here that Aaron Rodgers does not want to return back to the Green Bay Packers. So now the Packers looking like it could be Jordan Love for the quarterback for the future or so. It's going to be interesting to see what goes down today here. If that news sparked any trade discussions within the last 3 hours plus or so. I know on the boards, I think it was Las Vegas that was seeking some interest for the Raiders there. That'd be big time if Aaron Rodgers goes out to Las Vegas. And then some other news from earlier today. Former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow no longer plays in baseball anymore, as he retired from baseball, but it looks like he recently worked out with the Jacksonville Jaguars at the tight end spot. So no longer a quarterback, but Tim Tebow at 33 years old, hasn't appeared in the NFL since 2012, and trying him out at tight end, and we'll see how he goes if he actually makes it like past like the preseason or so and into like actual games throughout the season. So we'll see if that happens, if he does happen to get signed for Tim Tebow and come back to the NFL. Probably having the Pats taking Greg Newsome. Wow. I would think they'd be taking a quarterback. Yeah, either a quarterback or wide receiver. But is probably the top two in my opinion. But you got secondary help right there. Yeah, I can picture that too. I can picture just Bill. It's either he's going to draft the quarterback here or he's going to throw a curveball like he did last year and draft Kyle Duggar last year, which nobody was expecting in the draft. I can see a curveball being thrown since this was like a shortened season for college football. And with that being said, he might just pass up on this draft for quarterbacks. Man, so we haven't got the festivities rolling on so far, though the Jaguars are on the clock. So Jacksonville is on the clock right now. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, as we are getting rolling with this NFL draft. 99.9% of the content I do cover is play-by-play of basketball games of the NBA, college hoops as well. From time to time, I'll cover special live streams, which happens to be tonight here. It's from members and mods out in the chat, and this is a special live stream tonight here at the NFL Draft. Good to see that there's fans right now at the NFL Draft site, so this is cool to see. Good to see that we're finally starting to get back to normal. As the NFL Draft is back, that little NFL Draft tone as well, that is back, and man, you got fans right all across the pods hyped up for this one, for the future of their teams. As he would get called out to the stand, Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, walks down the stage, and the 2021 NFL Draft, as this is huge for Duval County, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow, did I hear Tennessee's interest in Julio Jones? I didn't. Roger Goodell takes the stand, and here we go. Everybody pumped up for the 2021 NFL Draft. Make some noise out here, out in the chat, if you guys can. Bradley's staying up for the whole draft here. Awesome, man. You're off from school tomorrow. That's good, man. Congrats to you. Oh, wow. The day before the Derby. Wow, so you got a day off from school since, out in Louisville there, the day before the Kentucky Derby. That's incredible, man. Oh, this ought to be a fun night here. We're just getting ready for the pick to start rolling in. Oh, there's more people outside. Wow. There are crowds just flooded outdoors. There's people inside here. And then the crowd's flooded outdoors. Man, so many fans just poured in. Oh man, if this was my state, they'd be having a heart attack right now. We can't even have a capacity where I am of 100 people. Where I am, we're not supposed to have 1,000 people plus until August, unless it's like arenas or so. but not like other public places. I like how all the fans are putting like their own pod together. Like out in front's the Cleveland Browns fans. They get the camera panned on the Jaguars fans. Yeah, basically with front row seats. You get a row of three of the cheeseheads out in front there, all with Aaron Rodgers jerseys. So Green Bay and Cleveland looks like they got the front row seats right before Roger Goodell and his announcer podium. Yeah, we are 15 minutes past the hour, and we've still yet to make the number one pick of the draft. Still says Jaguars still on the clock. Alright, so the Jaguars on the clock now. They get a full 10 minutes to be on the clock. So things get rolling on in Jacksonville's room. And it's been long news that they were going to pick, well, predicted at number one all this time going to be Trevor Lawrence. It would be a shock if they don't go Trevor Lawrence here at number one for Jacksonville. Got a new head coach in town, Urban Meyer, for the Jaguars now, and Jacksonville trying to put together a big rebuild. And it all starts under center with their quarterback. Wow, Vegas might feel like the Jaguars here might go for Justin Fields instead of Trevor Lawrence. Wow, man, I'd be shocked about that. And Tim Tebow earlier today reached out to the Jaguars, or according to sources earlier today, Tim Tebow reportedly reached out to the Jaguars about trying out for them at tight ends. And he recently worked out as well with the Jaguars, said according to a source, at tight end. So Tim Tebow no longer a quarterback as he has worked out with Jacksonville, according to a source, as a tight end. So, of course, the camera panned on Trevor Lawrence. We'll see here in less than 8.5 minutes whether Trevor Lawrence is the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Yep, on the clock for the one sure pick tonight. I'd be stunned if this wasn't Lawrence. Man, there's so many fans out here. It's crazy how we just like back in December or January, you couldn't really do much. Like, couldn't really go outside. A lot of places turned you down because of all the restrictions that were happening. And now you got a full crowd outside the NFL draft site tonight here. This is out in Cleveland, Ohio for the NFL draft tonight. So the Jaguars looking like a quarterback, as it's been basically on all the draft boards, like 99.9% going out for Trevor Lawrence. For the Jets, it's predicted the top one to go to the Jets will be Zach Wilson at number 2 from BYU, as he got picked. And if San Francisco at number 3, if they do go for a quarterback, it'll go 1, 2, 3 with QB. Be the last draft since 1999 with 3 quarterbacks picked in a row. So right outside of First Energy Stadium, home of the Browns. Fans are packed in. 6.5 minutes before that clock expires here for Jacksonville. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Majority of the coverage I do cover is basketball games here on the channel. From time to time, I do cover special live streams, which I am doing tonight here. The NFL draft, special live stream, my live reactions to it. Trevor Lawrence, 34 wins throughout his Clemson career. Completion percentage over 66%, 90 pass touchdowns throughout his Clemson career. Tied for second in school history for Trevor Lawrence. 90 TD passes to 17 interceptions throughout his time for the Clemson Tigers. And over 10,000 passing yards. Five and a half minutes before it goes final until we see who the actual number one pick is in the 2021 NFL Draft. Yeah, Superman, big fan of Sewell, the big offensive tackle from Oregon. Yeah, and Kyle Pitts as well from Florida for tight ends. Yeah, I predict Pitts will go number 4 to Atlanta, and then Sewell will go number 5 to Cincinnati. Yeah, me too, Vegas. Definitely going to be shocked if it is Justin Fields before Trevor Lawrence at number 1. And definitely me too, Bradley. I'm interested to see because we basically know who 1 and 2 is. I'd be shocked if it wasn't Lawrence and Wilson going 1 and 2. And then number 3 is where there's question marks because it sets the tone throughout the draft. Who will the 49ers pick? Will it be Justin Fields? Will it be Mac Jones? Or they've been, according to sources recently, reportedly interested in Trey Lance. So they got 3 options there they are eyeing, and from the past couple of days, it seems like per sources that they are high on Trey Lance, like getting higher on Trey Lance for San Francisco. Yeah, definitely need to protect Joe Burrow as well. So that's what I was thinking, that they were going to go Penei Sewell at number 5. So a 94.4% winning percentage for Trevor Lawrence throughout his Clemson career. That's number 5 in FBS history. As we are just under 3.5 minutes before this pick comes in. What's good, Andrew? Welcome to the stream here. I've got Carolina drafting Rashawn Slater, an offensive tackle. So I've got them helping out the offensive line, giving protection. I think Tennessee is going to draft Elijah Moore from Ole Miss. So I think they need like another target on their team for wideout. So I have them drafting a wide receiver for Tennessee. Bradley has Penei Sewell falling to Dallas at number 10. I think Dallas is probably going to go defense in their secondary, though. as the pick is in for Jacksonville. Yeah, that's the only thing with this draft. It goes by just so slow because there's 10 minutes each on the clock for both of these teams. And in the later rounds, it goes by much faster. But just the first round is just so dragged out. That's the only thing. Just like that's why I'm only gonna do like the first 16 tonight, because by the time we finish up the draft, it's gonna be like almost like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I remember it last year. We weren't even like 20 picks through, and the clock almost hit midnight where I was. Like that's the only thing about the draft. It just gets dragged out and just goes so slow. Like I think they should cut the time in half. Like it's a lot of stuff just all for show. Like, a lot of it's just to, like, pan the camera on the fans for a good chunk of this time, like, when the pick's going on. I think they should make it, like a 5-minute limit instead of a 10-minute limit on the clock. That's in my opinion. All right, so Roger Goodell down the stage as he's about to take a stand at the podium coming up and announce the first pick. Jacksonville Jaguars, the future is here with you. And here we go. The Jacksonville Jaguars, no shocker, select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback from Clemson. So it is indeed Trevor Lawrence, your number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft of 2021. So no shocker right there. What's good, John? Welcome to the stream here, bud. And now the Jets have around 7 minutes on the clock. So now it's picked up the pace a little bit faster. So Trevor Lawrence, incredible career at Clemson. 90 touchdown passes, 17 picks throughout his career for the Tigers. Jose's girlfriend, Andrea, walking out in the park right now with her friends. Awesome, man. Hopefully she's enjoying her time out there. No shocker, indeed. The Jets here. A lot of news of Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU. Going to go over to New York, as they're going to have to need a new quarterback. Sam Darnold got traded out to Carolina. And now looking for the future QB behind center for the New York Jets. What's good? I don't know anymore. Welcome to the stream here, bud. So there it is, your number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is a special live stream out here. From time to time, I'll cover special live streams out for channel members and mods out on the stream. The majority of my content is basketball content that I cover play-by-play of basketball games in the NBA and college hoops. But from time to time, I'll cover special live streams for members and mods out in the chat. Anybody is welcome to watch in, by the way. And after the stream's over, feel free to comment on my video. Be like, you really enjoyed this video. If you didn't have access to the chat or so, or come back to any other future live streams that I do open up to the public. The basketball live streams that I do for NBA college hoops games, every single one of those games is open up to the public, available for everybody to be in the chat and be a part here. Only just for the special live streams that I cover at least once per month. I do it for members and mods. Those special live streams that I do cover, it could be like an NFL game for a special live stream, or a NASCAR race, Major League Baseball game for some of the special live streams I do cover in non-basketball related sports. And those ones just have members and mods out in the chat. But the basketball games are open up to the general public for anybody to be a part here in the chat. We had a ton of people pouring in from the Philippines yesterday on the chat there. So it's a crazy game. So New York Jets on the clock, 4.5 minutes before they make their decision. After this, the San Francisco 49ers, and that's where things actually get interesting, is with the number 3 pick. What will San Francisco do? Jimmy Garoppolo being subject to trade talks here in the offseason. Will a team trade up and make a trade to get Jimmy G there? Yeah, I predict Zach Wilson too. What's good, Warren? Welcome to the stream here, man. 3.5 minutes before we find out who the QB of the Jets is. Warren taking Zach Wilson to the Jets as well. Gang of Green Nation getting ready for their future quarterback. In 3 minutes, it will be announced. Jets offense dead last in points per game, yards per game, and passing yards per game. They were second to last in the NFL with around 175 passing yards per game. So no more Sam Darnold under center, as they have turned to another quarterback for the future of the franchise. What's good, Alex? Welcome to the stream here, man. Hope all is going well, bud. Glad to have you back in. The Jets pick is in. In the offseason, the Jets traded away quarterback Sam Darnold to Carolina. Jets got a 6th-round pick for this draft in 2021. They also got 2nd and 4th-round picks to the 2022 draft as well for next year's draft. So the pick is now in for New York. The camera panned on Zach Wilson, and we'll see if it is Zach Wilson. He was number 3 in passing yards and passing touchdowns this past season in FBS college football. Zach Wilson, 33 passing touchdowns to only 3 interceptions for BYU. So this pick is in for New York. All right, time to announce the pick for the Jets now. Number 2 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. As Roger Goodell about to take the stand here on the stage. And Gang Green Nation ready, on their feet, for who the franchise quarterback will be for the next QB. Under center here for the Jets. And the Jets do select Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU at number 2. So Lawrence goes 1 to Jacksonville. Wilson goes at number 2 to the Jets. And now San Francisco on the clock with 7.5 minutes to pick. This is where things get really interesting now, is where the Niners have the chance to pick. Zach Wilson to the Jets. San Francisco now on the clock, looking for a quarterback, seeing the future. Whether they're going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo out of San Francisco. Going to be interested to see if a team does try to see if they want to trade up here, what San Francisco will go after for a quarterback here in the draft. That's most likely going to be the scenario, is who will San Francisco pick in the draft? Mac Jones, Justin Fields, or Trey Lance? According to a lot of sources lately, within the past like week and a half or so, Trey Lance is getting higher per sources on the radar for San Francisco. So if they do go 1, 2, 3 for quarterbacks, it'll be the first time since 1999 that quarterbacks were drafted 1, 2, 3 with Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, and Achilles Smith. Big moment ago, Zach Wilson getting drafted at number 2 overall to the Jets. Yeah, I've got Fields as well for my prediction, but I wouldn't be shocked if it isn't Fields. I think one of them is going to fall back to the Patriots, I feel like. Whether it's Fields or Lance. Possibly Mac Jones, too, if Jones isn't taken here. Wow. Wilson, the first BYU quarterback since 1982 to go in the first round. Good for him, man. Oh, man. The Niners draft Kyle Pitts. Oh, him and Kittle will be just a dangerous duo. Be like Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. What's good, Vaughn? Welcome to the stream. Five minutes before the Niners pick comes in. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate everybody for being a part here in the stream tonight. 99.9% of the content I do cover is basketball games, play-by-play, NBA games, college hoops games. From time to time, I do cover special live streams, which happens to be tonight here, a special live stream for members and mods out in the chat for the NFL Draft. Anybody is welcome to watch this video, though, and also the basketball games I do cover out to the public, so everybody is welcome to be a part of those streams as well. Yeah, Ivana puts out here, I do sound different. I actually got myself a microphone. So I got a pretty cool microphone over here, if you guys didn't know. So I went out, invested in the microphone. It's a Blue Yeti X that I have, and it's working pretty well. I used it for the first time ever last night on that Lakers-Washington game. So this is where things get really interesting. The 49ers, with less than 4 minutes left to go on the clock before their draft pick comes in. And San Francisco, looking at a quarterback. The big question is who? So that is the big question for San Fran. Who will they draft? With 3.5 minutes now left to go on the clock. What's good, Braden? Welcome in here. Jack Moans for Mac Jones. Yeah, I've heard comparisons by a couple people that he could be like the next A.J. McCarron. Less than 3 minutes left to go on the clock here for San Francisco. This is one of the most intriguing picks of the draft. Who will the 49ers pick at quarterback? Mac Jones, Trey Lance, or Justin Fields? It will set the tone for the remainder of this draft. Who picks up who in the later stages? Who trades up? If the Saints or the Bears are going to trade up, or if the Patriots are going to find a quarterback dropping all the way back to 15 to them. So this pick right here by the Niners will set the tone for the remaining stages of the draft and what Carolina and Denver does as well later in this back of the back of the top 10. Carolina picks at number 8, Denver at number 9. What do they go to as well? Because Chicago needs a quarterback. And they really need to consider trading up, I feel like, for the Bears. And this pick is in now for San Francisco. Oh boy. We're going to have a big time release for this pick now. San Francisco off the clock as their pick is in. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Vegas. They might, if they pass in the quarterback at 15, they're probably thinking about Kellen Mond later out in the draft. Because he's going to get passed on most likely in the first round. I think they're going to be urgent, though, and use it. Whether it's at 15 or whether it's trading up, the Patriots have to draft a quarterback. And it needs to be what the 49ers don't pick. It has to be whether it's Fields or Lance, I'm feeling. I'm feeling one of those two right there, either Fields or Lance for the Patriots. I feel like with a new school scheme that the Patriots trying to run, I feel like they might try to give it to Trey Lance. See if they can pick him up in the draft. All right, here we go. The pick is in for the Niners. Roger Goodell takes the stand and about to announce the pick. The pick is in, and the Niners go for Trey Lance, quarterback of North Dakota State. So it is true, the rumors out in the news per sources the last week and a half saying that the Niners were really interested in Trey Lance, and he was a part of the discussion with Mac Jones and Justin Fields. And the Niners go for Trey Lance at number 3. So boom, 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 1, 2, 3, QB, QB, QB. For the first time since 1999, 3 straight quarterbacks have been picked up in the draft. Trey Lance at North Dakota State. 28 touchdown passes to no picks back in the 2019 season. And the San Francisco 49ers go for him. And he's got some serious upside for Trey Lance. So he's going to be a developing type of quarterback, about to build and grow underneath Jimmy Garoppolo. But he has got one of the highest ceilings out in this draft for Trey Lance. Wow. So they go to Trey Lance at number 3 in the draft. Over Fields and over Jones. Wow. Jimmy G to the Pats for Gilmore. I would say no. I think the Patriots need a quarterback to develop here for the future. The thing with Jimmy G is just the injury concerns. That's the thing. That's my concern is Jimmy G's durability. Wow, 318 career pass attempts, fewest in the first round quarterback in over 40 years. Man, yeah, because he didn't play football this past year. The FCS didn't play for FCS football. It's just FBS. Mac Jones more like a Big Mac. Atlanta Falcons now on the clock here on number 4. My prediction here for Atlanta is going to be Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. So I think they're going to have faith to still go for Matt Ryan. They had a top 5 passing attack this past season for Atlanta. Their offense is pretty solid. I think they need another target, though, in my opinion. Hayden Hurst, currently the tight end for Atlanta. I think they need the top target on the tight end list here, which it's very difficult to find an elite tight end in the NFL. So this is your opportunity here for the Falcons to capitalize to get an elite tight end. You got very few elite tight ends in the NFL. Travis Kelce by far. When healthy, George Kittle. And then Zach Ertz. Basically, if you play fantasy football, it's those 3 tight ends, one, two, 3 in a row, that is basically smoking the show. More so are for Kelce, the top scoring tight end in fantasy for the season. But it's very difficult to get a top tight end, and this is the Falcons' opportunity right here. If they don't go tight end, they could be thinking defense, which they were great on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively, they also need a lot of help out in the secondary. It's where they could possibly go Patrick Surtain as well, corner from Alabama. But I'm leaning Pitts here more. So I'm liking Pitts here if I had to predict. What's good, Justin? Welcome to the stream here. Mac Jones to the Patriots. My prediction, I'm going to go with Fields there. But we'll see what Bill does. Yeah, that's right. Darren Waller, too. He's been great. Yeah, he is an emerging tight end. He came out of nowhere 2 years ago for Las Vegas. That is right. He has been emerging. He started out the year strong. I think he kind of trailed off, though, during like the second part of the season. So 3 minutes left to go on the clock here for Atlanta. Yo, what's good, Jason? Welcome to the stream here. We got a dono here on the stream from my man Jason. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat here, bud. Glad to have you back in the stream. Hope you're feeling better, man. He's here to support me with my Apophis fund right there. The asteroid fund, support my local streamers. And, yep, still talking about the asteroid right there. Maybe sometime in the future. We'll see. Dakota thinks it's Mac Jones if they do go quarterback. The pick is in for Atlanta. We're going to have it in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. This channel is only out for, well, this chat is only out for members and mods tonight since it's a special live stream. But I do cover play-by-play basketball games where everybody can be a part of the chat for the NBA and college hoops games that I do cover. This is a special live stream at least once per month I cover, and tonight is the night with the NFL draft. So this is actually my 3rd special live stream throughout the month of April, and I've done 3 of them in the last week. I hadn't done a special live stream in over 45 days or so because March Madness, and then now the big event's coming. Wow, Vegas sees Micah Parsons or Rosso at 15 for the Patriots. Wow, I'm shocked about that. I think they're going quarterback. I don't think they're going defense. That's in my opinion. Wow. The pick is in for Atlanta. Yeah, take this as a mod break for not being able to time out anybody out in the chat. Yep, it won't affect anybody for that slow mode out for this chat tonight. Alright, the pick is in for Atlanta. Goodell up at the stands. About to announce the pick. Rise up for the Falcons at number 4 in the draft. And they do select tight end from Florida, Kyle Pitts. as he goes to the Falcons. Oh, they're going to love this get right here. Elite tight end for the future for Atlanta. And they just got one with a 4th overall pick with Kyle Pitts. So the Cincinnati Bengals are next as they are on the clock. Seven and a half minutes on the clock now for Cincinnati. That's huge right there. Yeah, Ethan was looking for Kyle Pitts to be picked up at 4 by Atlanta, and right there, boom. At number 4 he is for the Falcons. Terrific pick there for Atlanta. Nailed it spot on. And they will have a tight end that looking like he's going to be elite throughout the future. And one that for sure should be able to field an onside kick when it comes down to crunch time in the 4th quarter and not standing around the football. Bradley got Jamar Chase here from LSU reuniting with Joe Burrow. The Bengals on the clock. I'm thinking offensive line for Cincinnati. Wouldn't be shocked if they do go for wide receiver, though. They get a couple options, though. So they could potentially go out for Panay Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon. Could go for Jamar Chase in this situation. Or could go for Devontae Smith as well from Alabama. So they got some options there. I think big key here has to be protecting Joe Burrow. It's going to be huge, but you also need targets too. Yo, what's good, Ethan? Welcome to the stream here. Ethan hyped up right there. Kyle Pitts going to Atlanta. 5:10 remaining on the clock. Bengals up next to get the pick. Absolute gem of Kyle Pitts that Atlanta just spot on got. Yeah, I'm thinking more of that. They're going to go and protect Joe Burrow, most likely. Hey, I'll see you on the next stream, Ethan. Glad to have you back in here when you get the chance. Jason saying $100 to go offensive line. Yeah, I'm thinking Sewell in my opinion, for this one. Offensive lineman for Oregon. And another question right here is, who's going to be the next to trade up? That'll be the big thing. And who's going to trade back? So Denver yesterday picking up a quarterback. They got Teddy Bridgewater. They also got the number 9 pick, Carly. So things could get interesting to see if the Broncos do elect to trade back and somebody else trades up to the number 9 pick to pick up a quarterback, because Fields currently on the draft board, still a Mac Jones. Yeah, Saints really high on going into the top 10, I heard. So the Saints looking at a quarterback. Chicago. I think Chicago definitely needs to trade up to get a quarterback. Yeah, I know that, Vaughn. I think it was like a 1% difference. All right, the Bengals pick is in now at number 5. So we're just waiting for the Bengals pick. As the pick is in, we're just waiting for this to come back from a little bit of a couple of spot runs, and then we'll be right into the Bengals pick. So I'm thinking either offensive line or wide receiver. I'm thinking offensive line first, though, in my opinion, that they're looking for Cincinnati. It starts up front to set the tone, give Joe Burrow enough time to drop back, set his feet, and deliver passes. And also to open up holes in the rushing game for Joe Mixon. They got a really good running back there of Joe Mixon. It's just there's lately past like few years or so, there just hasn't been much running room up in front. Hey, there you go, Jose. Gonna eat some McDonald's at his house right now. 2 McDoubles, extra pickle. Awesome, man. All right, we are back into it. Bengals getting ready for their pick now for Cincinnati. Joe Burrow hit 73 times during the 2020 season and ended with a torn ACL. So this is definitely for a call for the offensive line. If they don't pick up Sewell here, this would be devastating. But also Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase at LSU. They combined for 84 receptions, over 1,700 receiving yards for Jamar Chase. What's good, Dawad? Welcome on the streamer, man. Things going pretty well. Glad to have you back in. Cincinnati on the clock. About to get their pick in. Their pick is in, but it hasn't yet been announced. All right, here we go. Roger Goodell takes the stage as the pick is in for Cincinnati. Last year was Joe Burrow at number 1. And now they have the number 5 pick as they've climbed all the way out from the bottom of the NFL. Now to the number 5 pick, and here we go for Cincinnati. The Bengals will select Jamar Chase, wide receiver from LSU. Wow. So they don't go for protecting Burrow. They go for Jamar Chase, Burrow's LSU teammate, to team up with him. And now the big key is hopefully that pans out for Cincinnati, and hopefully it doesn't be another one of those John Ross situations where John Ross got taken in the top 10 of the draft and he just never panned out to be the speedster he was looked at in college. Has just injuries been his downfall, and unfortunately for him, he just hasn't been able to develop. So best of luck there for Cincinnati. Jamar Chase at wide receiver. They did need targets, and they also needed an offensive line. So it was basically either way. they needed something that they had to get. And they go first at the target, Jamar Chase. So first wide receiver picked. He gets picked before Devontae Smith gets picked. And now the Dolphins at number 6, as they got 5 minutes left to go in their draft. Where do I think Justin Fields going? I think possibly to the Patriots now. I think he has a chance to fall back to 15 to go to New England. And now Miami on the draft board. I think they're looking at target right here for Miami. They got just over 4 minutes left to go in draft time here for the Dolphins. Devontae Smith, Heisman winner, wide receiver from Alabama. He's my prediction right now. So we just saw Burrow and Chase both teaming up, and now potentially we could see Tua and his teammate from Alabama teaming up with Devontae Smith. Over 1,800 receiving yards, 23 receiving touchdowns last year. The Heisman Trophy award for Devontae Smith for Alabama. And we'll see if he does come to number 6 on the draft board. So Miami looking for a target, I feel like. It's more for their offense, as well as a running back, but I feel like they'll be able to get that later on in the draft for Miami. So what they basically need for the Dolphins, you're looking at more of the offensive side of the ball. They were sneaky good defensively last season for Miami. So most of the things that they will look towards this draft probably is going to be on the offensive side of the ball here, especially when it comes to wide receivers and running backs in this draft, and offensive line as well. Look at that offensive lineman. That's later on in the draft. I remember it was only a few years ago that the Dolphins were... They started out the season just historically terrible. And then they climbed themselves out of the hole. They finished up that season 5-11. And now we're looking at a team that could be a borderline playoff team. Potentially make it into the playoffs for next season for Miami. What a turnaround it makes, a difference between 3 years for the Dolphins. They stacked up on all those draft picks. I remember that. I think it was the 2019-20 season, I believe. It was when Antonio Brown got signed by the Patriots and he played that game against the Dolphins and the Patriots won 43-0. And then he only lasted 11 days for AB. And then the last game of the season, Gronk didn't have the angle, and that was the Miami Miracle game that the Dolphins just completely turned it around. Wow, that's incredible, man. Congrats to you, Jason. You won a Nolan Ryan 1990 Donruss 5K strikeout number 5 on the eBay card there for $41. PSA Gem Mint 10. Wow, that's awesome, man. Congrats, bud. Yeah, we got a ton of baseball cards lying around my house. A lot of stuff from the 80s. I think they're gonna make a comeback someday, though. I got a couple of cards with Pat Mahomes Sr. on them. So Patrick Mahomes' father, he played baseball. So the Dolphins pick is in now at number 6. I think they're looking to add to their offense, if I had to predict here. Looking for a target, in my opinion. That's where Devontae Smith comes to mind. We'll see what they do end up with for Miami. Very young, improving defense from this past season for the Dolphins. And their defense emerged throughout the course of the season. So here we go. Dolphins on the clock, and their pick is in now. It's Goodell up to the stand. And the Dolphins will go for Jalen Waddle over Devontae Smith. Wow. So according to the ESPN draft boards, Waddle was placed after Smith. Waddle was number 7 overall rank. Smith was number 6 overall rank. And they go with Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama, before Devontae Smith. So they take Waddle, and now the Detroit Lions up on the clock. Wow. Either way, they went for what they needed, a target. And they got a wide receiver. I'm shocked that they went for Waddle before Smith. Smith won the Heisman Trophy, and Waddle was out for the season. Waddle got 17 receiving touchdowns in a 3-year career at Alabama, where Devontae Smith got 23 reception touchdowns last season alone. Wow. Detroit Lions, they know what their pick is in. Their pick is already in for Detroit. That was fast. Oh, this is gonna be Devontae Smith. So Detroit needs targets. No longer they got Kenny Golladay. No longer they got Marvin Jones Jr. Now Detroit on the clock here at number 7. Marvin Jones Jr. got traded to Jacksonville. Kenny Golladay went over to the Giants. This has to be Devontae Smith. If it's not, I'd be shocked. And then Philadelphia at number 11, they're looking at a wide receiver as well. All over the place, though, the Dolphins need help. Whether it's pass catchers, defense, especially the defensive line, linebackers, secondary, as well for Detroit. They need a lot of help, but I'm thinking pass catcher in this situation. That sets up Devontae Smith, in my opinion. Yeah, Philadelphia at number 11, they're going to have to need a wide receiver, too. That's like the primary need there for Philly. So Jalen Waddle before Devontae Smith. And now it's time to unleash some more targets, I feel like, for Jared Goff in this situation. The new QB for the Lions. And the last 2 draft picks, by the way, the quarterback played at that college with that wide receiver, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase at LSU. And then Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle at Alabama. Panay Sewell is yet to be picked on the board either. Offensive tackle out of Oregon. Yeah, it's looking more like the Lions, though. They need weapons, though. Definitely for Jared Goff. Yeah, in my opinion, it's definitely going to be Smith here. I'd be shocked. They picked that really fast. Like, Miami picking Waddle and Detroit just locking in their pick. I think either way, they were going for an Alabama wide receiver. I'm pretty sure. Like, either way, in my opinion, I think that Detroit was either going to lean towards Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle by that point. Whoever Miami hit on They just go after the other one. I think all this time they were planning for Waddle and thinking that the Dolphins were going to take Smith. But instead, this looks like the other way around and that the Lions could be gifted Devontae Smith. Yeah, Bradley going with Micah Parsons as well from Penn State. They do need a lot of defensive help, though. Especially with a linebacking core. Yep. Pass catchers, defense, linebackers, secondary. A lot of stuff they could go for Detroit. Yeah, with all this happening here, Vegas could see Penei Sewell dropping down to the Chargers now. That's another one because you have to protect a young quarterback, and you have to protect Justin Herbert. So this pick has been in for quite a while now for Detroit. Roger Goodell takes the stand again, Detroit, with their pick in. It's been in for a while, about to get the pick announced at number 7. Wow, Dakota thinks Devontae Smith's going to drop back to Tennessee. And the Detroit Lions selects Penei Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon. They go with an offensive lineman for the Lions. So they go and protect Jared Goff. Wow. They don't go for a target. Wow, they don't go for a wide receiver on the roster. Offensive lineman for Penei Sewell. They don't even address the defense. .6'6", 330 for Penei Sewell out of Oregon. Kind of boggles my mind because the Pac-12 played a shorter season. And usually in the type of football environment that the Pac-12 is in, they don't really go up against a weight class or so of what the SEC has to offer. So these were the wide receivers currently listed on the roster for the Detroit Lions. Tyrell Williams, Brashard Perryman, Geronimo Allison, Victor Bolden Jr., Khalif Raymond, Damian Ratley, and Quintez Cephas. TJ Hawkinson, the tight end, pretty much all sent with a tight end position, but their wide receiver number 1 is Tyrell Williams. And then their number 2 wide receiver is Brashard Perryman. So it really confuses me why they didn't go wide out in that situation, because they lost Marvin Jones Jr. and then Kenny Golladay in the offseason. Like, I'm shocked they didn't go wide out. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. Wow. And you're liking the Panthers here to get Justin Fields. So Carolina yesterday trading Teddy Bridgewater. Could be possibly. We'll see if they make way for a quarterback in this situation for Carolina. Got some options here for Carolina. Could go offensive line to protect Sam Darnold. Could go quarterback to have a backup. Always good to have a good backup quarterback and just see how it goes, battling it out in training camp between Sam Darnold and whoever they pick up, if it's Fields or Mac Jones. So they could potentially go quarterback here. Yeah, they could definitely go to the defense. That's where I think secondary is a possibility too. So yeah, Bradley puts in here Patrick Surtain. They got less than a minute for Carolina. So Patrick Surtain. There's yet to be a defensive player on the board taken. Panthers need help in the secondary as well, so Patrick Surtain could be a really good fit. So yeah, they do have some options here. They could go for a quarterback if Darnold doesn't pan out. Could go for a defense with Surtain. Also could go for offensive line as well. All right, so the pick is in for Carolina. We're just awaiting. Currently, we're just on a little bit of break here from the feed from the draft. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate everybody for being a part in the stream tonight. The majority of the content I do cover from time to time is play-by-play, basketball games for the NBA and college hoops. That's like 99.9% of the content. Everybody is welcome in those streams out to the public for everyone to join in. From time to time, I do cover a special live stream, which includes tonight here on the channel, covering a special live stream in the NFL draft, which the chat's out for members and mods, but anybody is welcome to watch this video as well. Watch the stream as we go along. Imagine if they picked the kicker. Oh, yeah, it'd be another one of those Roberto Aguayo moments. Oh, man. Like, what were the Bucks thinking? So Carolina at 8, they do have options if they want to go for a quarterback in this situation, or an offensive lineman, or a defensive player with Patrick Surtain. If not, Denver at number 9, they could look to add to their defense. They acquired Teddy Bridgewater yesterday from Carolina. So now it's Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater for Denver. Denver could possibly look for their defense and add Surtain. So a big pick here for Carolina. We'll see who they pick up as the pick is in, and Goodell at the stand announcing the pick. And the Panthers go defense with a corner, J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. So J.C. Horn from South Carolina goes before Patrick Surtain from Alabama. So Devontae Smith yet to be picked up, a wide receiver from Alabama. His teammate Jalen Waddle got picked up, and J.C. Horn, another SEC player from South Carolina, gets picked up before Patrick Surtain does. So 6:30 left to go on the clock. And Denver's going to have their opportunity now, and this is where Surtain could drop back to Denver. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked they picked up Horn. I thought that would be Surtain there. Yeah, Jason predicting a lot of trades in the future. I think we're coming up on trades shortly. I think we're looking at defense here for potentially the next couple picks, possibly. The Denver Broncos on the clock. They acquired yesterday Teddy Bridgewater from Carolina. So they already got Drew Lock. If they don't have confidence in Drew Lock, then they could go out and draft another quarterback. Makes more sense, though, to go for the defense. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers expressed interest around 3 hours before this draft that he wanted out of Green Bay. Micah Parsons from Penn State yet to be drafted. If Denver looks to go for an inside linebacker. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah yet to be drafted as well from Notre Dame, inside linebacker. They got corners on the board with Patrick Surtain still on the draft board. A safety with Trayvon Moehrig from TCU. Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. A corner. And still on the draft boards is Justin Fields and Mac Jones for quarterbacks. Yep, $10 million as Jerry Jones goes for the defense for the 10th pick. Agree with you, Jason, right there. Definitely going to go for the defense with the secondary, I think. Yep, Jason loves it for all those people in the stands. Oh, man, packed out there outside in Cleveland. Under 4 minutes left to go on the board here for Denver with their pick. Yeah, Warren wants the Patriots to play football again. Well, good thing is next month, Warren, we'll be able to find out what the schedule is for these NFL games. So the schedule is going to be released very soon. Schedule released after this draft. The schedule release day is that will be Wednesday, May 12th. So that will be the schedule release day, is Wednesday, May 12th for the NFL. So we'll finally figure out who's playing who in a 17-game season. Vegas calling it now. Devontae Smith going to be drafted by the Giants there. What's good, Raven? Welcome to the stream here. Glad to have you back in. Denver's still on the clock. Under 3 minutes left to go before their pick has to be in. Yep, Raven joined the membership yesterday. As we got the member hype yesterday out on the chat for Raven. So interesting scenario what they do go to right now, because Denver does have, a couple of years ago, Denver was in desperate need for targets, and now they got young targets on their team. Hey, no problem, Raven. Glad to have you back in the stream whenever you have the chance. Yeah, these streams are up here whenever you guys have the chance. I'm just going to cover the first 16 picks tonight here because this draft goes so late. I remember I covered the full draft last year and it went to like almost 1 o'clock my time out in the morning. So we're just going to do the first 16 picks. It's up there in the title if you guys weren't aware of it already. So Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, they have a list of young wide receivers now for Denver. So they're probably going to be eyeing a couple of things they could go for. Secondary, they could go for defense. Also, if they go for a quarterback too, they just got yesterday Teddy Bridgewater Yeah, people, I heard Quiddy Pay was, like, ranging from, like, 9 to 28 around there. He was ranging. So if Quiddy Pay gets drafted in the first round, he's going to be the first Rhode Islander to get drafted in the NFL draft. I think since, like, the first Rhode Islander to be a first-round pick since, like, 1939, I heard, for Quiddy Pay. That's incredible. So before the merger. Yes, I'll be streaming on Saturday and Sunday. I plan on covering. Saturday night's probably going to be the Denver versus Clippers game. So Nuggets versus Clippers most likely. That game's a late game. That's at 10 o'clock Eastern time. The reason why is because they put on the Rockets versus Golden State. And they still have that one at 7:30. So I'm probably going to do the late game with the Nuggets versus Clippers at a late game on Saturday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And then Sunday, I believe Sunday is going to be the Bucks versus Brooklyn, as that's at 3:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. So those are the next two basketball games. I'm going to be off tomorrow. Tomorrow I got my cousin's wedding to go to for tomorrow. And then I'll be back on Saturday night and then Sunday afternoon. Hey, no problem, Warren. And then I'll be back on Monday night, I believe. I think it's going to be Pelicans versus Golden State on Monday night. Yeah, no problem, Warren. Whenever you get the chance, this channel's up here. Just feel free to stop by whenever. So the Broncos pick is in. Denver at number 9 in the draft board, as the Broncos pick is now in. And the Broncos go with a secondary. That's where they pick up Patrick Surtain, corner from Alabama. So he is the second player picked up in this draft for the Crimson Tide so far. Jalen Waddle, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones yet to be picked up. And Patrick Surtain out in the secondary. Adds in a big ad now for the Denver Broncos, as they are looking to get back to their defense of what they had winning the last decade, where they were just a dangerous defense out in the secondary there. So defensive-minded type of team for the Broncos, and they roll on it with their first pick for Denver. Dallas on the clock. They got 7 minutes on the clock here. I like that pick right there. Cowboys, what they need is the secondary. And if Denver hadn't picked Surtain, I think most likely Surtain would have fallen to the Cowboys. So Cowboys now on the clock with under 7 minutes left to go on the clock. Dallas has to be looking at defense in this situation. So I'm thinking here, secondary. Bradley looking for Micah Parsons here for Jerry Jones to give him. So a couple inside linebackers right now for Dallas. Definitely somebody on the defensive side. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame. He's still on the draft boards, currently inside linebacker, along with Micah Parsons. Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, the top two corners off the draft boards. Caleb Farley for Virginia Tech, a corner. He is still on the draft boards. Corner or safety? We look at a safety. Top one according to ESPN, Trayvon Moehrig from TCU. Hey, that's awesome there. Enjoy your time with your friends there, Raven. What's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream here. Loving that pick right there for the Broncos defense, picking up Surtain. That's a big-time pick. If you guys are new in the stream here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. 99.9% of the content I do cover is basketball games, but from time to time I cover special live streams, which are for members and mods out on the channel, which happens to be tonight. Special live stream here at the NFL Draft. I do cover at least once per month a non-basketball related stream here for members and mods. Special live stream. Could be like an NFL game or a NASCAR race or a Major League Baseball game for a couple of the other sports I do cover. And that's out for members and mods to be a part of the chat, but all the basketball games, everybody is welcome to join those in as part of the general public. And anybody is welcome to just watch this video as well, even if you're not in the chat as a member or mod. Yeah, no trade so far in the draft. So we are up to pick number 10 and yet to be having a trade so far. Yeah, it would make zero sense to go after quarterback in this situation. Dallas with about 4 minutes left to go on the clock. Hey, have a nice night, Warren. Glad to have you be a part of the stream once again, man. And enjoy the rest of your Friday tomorrow at school. So I'm thinking secondary right here for Dallas. They got a couple options to go to. I predicted J.C. Horn in this situation. He already got taken, though. So J.C. Horn went to the Panthers. Now in this situation, it's probably, I'll predict here, Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. I think it's either going to be him, maybe Greg Newsome from Northwestern. Those are two of the corners. Also, if they're looking for a safety as well, Trevon Moehrig from TCU. Oh, trade alert we do, so never mind. The Eagles trade up too. It's Philadelphia's pick. Philadelphia on the clock, they trade up 2 spots. Oh boy. So Philadelphia 3 minutes on the clock then. Now for the Eagles. And they need wide receivers. And they are looking for Devontae Smith if I had to predict. Wow. Devontae Smith yet to be picked. This has to be Devontae Smith. I'll keep that at number 12. It still says Philly at number 12. So Philadelphia now at number 10 as they have just traded up in place. That pick for Dallas. So Dallas trades down. This has to be Devontae Smith. Philadelphia has just been injury-ridden with their wide receiving core last 2 years. After that Super Bowl they won, Alshon Jeffries just wasn't the same. They traded Carson Wentz to the Colts. They got Jalen Hurts now at quarterback. And the Eagles with 1:40 left to go on the clock. This has to be a wide receiver. Because basically their top target, Zach Ertz, as a tight end. So these are the list of names for wideouts for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward, Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Quez Watkins, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and Khalil Tate. They have 2 really good tight ends with Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. But Philadelphia needs wide receivers. And this is where the cameras pan to Devontae Smith. This has to be Devontae Smith. Like, if it's not Devontae Smith, I'd be shocked. $30 seconds left for Philadelphia's pick. All right, the pick is in now for Philadelphia. This has been a fun draft so far. A couple big surprises in there. Yeah, so Penei Sewell already got taken. He got taken by the Lions at number 7. So Penei Sewell is already off the charts. So my prediction is Devontae Smith. We'll see if it holds up. I just gave you guys a couple minutes ago the list of names as far as Philadelphia wide receivers. The pick is in for Philadelphia. We're just waiting for this one to be announced. All right, Roger Goodell back to the stand. Here we go. Philadelphia with their pick. At number 10 in the 2021 NFL Draft, who will they select? As we have it right now. And it is Devontae Smith, wide receiver of Alabama. Welcome to Philadelphia. So Devontae Smith it is for the Eagles. Good trade up right there. Definitely what their need was. They needed a target. And they got it. So this process is through now. And now it's going to be Dallas at number 12. So the NFC East picking draft picks here at 10, 11, and 12 is now the Giants on the clock with 7 minutes on the clock here. So they'll be picking next. So great pick. Addressed a desperate need for Philadelphia. They got one with a terrific wide receiver, Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. That was a stolen pick right there. Sorry to hear that, Dakota man. He was open for Tennessee to get Devontae Smith, it looks like. Yeah, Vegas, it looks like he's going to be falling to the Patriots, possibly. You look at the draft needs of what these teams need. Who needs a quarterback coming up? That's the thing. The Giants got Daniel Jones. The Cowboys just re-signed Dak. The Chargers got a sophomore quarterback now with Justin Herbert, which was phenomenal in his rookie season. And I think a quarterback here is going to fall to 15. I think they have the chance to choose between 2 quarterbacks. I think 2 quarterbacks are going to fall to 15. As we take a look at the needs. The Giants, the Cowboys, and the Chargers don't need quarterbacks. Minnesota at 14, what they do for the future behind Kirk Cousins. As I'm predicting at the end of this season, I think Kirk Cousins is going to be done with Minnesota. So if they groom in a quarterback there for the Vikings at 14, that would be big for Minnesota. But either way, if there's still 2 quarterbacks on the board at 14, the Patriots going to have one drop to them at 15. So here's the quarterback. Here's the quarterback chart currently for Minnesota. They're picking up at 14. If they do go backup quarterback to groom whoever it is, Hurts or Mac Jones for the future. So underneath, if they do decide to do quarterback, underneath Kirk Cousins currently is Nate Stanley and Jake Browning. Wow, Chicago is traded up to 11. They're getting a quarterback. This is a QB right here. Never mind. Chicago with 4.5 minutes on the clock as they have traded up to number 11. So that changes the whole game. The Bears have traded up. They need a quarterback, and now it's who they're going to pick up. Mac Jones or Justin Fields. Chicago now inserted into the number 11 spot. This is huge. Their basic need a quarterback. So that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to move up for a quarterback, and they got it. Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, the QBs. So if they really think those two QBs can start for Chicago this season, they only got 2 quarterbacks listed on the depth chart. So most likely you're looking at somebody to start, and then the rookie, whoever it is, to come in and be groomed, and then second part of the season come in and take over. That's what my primary guess into it would be for this type of situation. Chicago definitely needs a quarterback, because Andy Dalton and Nick Foles aren't going to cut it. They need one for the future. So it's either Justin Fields or Mac Jones. All right, so the Bears pick is in. Chicago just has never luck with any quarterbacks. Like, imagine if this is Mac Jones, and then he just struggles at Chicago. They've just never had luck. They got to a Super Bowl back in the 2000s with Rex Grossman at QB. These are the list of quarterbacks for the Chicago Bears dating all the way back to the year 2005. Kyle Orton, Rex Grossman, Jay Cutler, Matt Barkley, Brian Hoyer, Jimmy Clausen, Josh McCown, Todd Collins, Caleb Haney, Mike Glennon, Chase Daniel, Nick Foles, and Mitch Trubisky. And now the Bears pick is in. Chicago trades up to number 11. This pick has to be a quarterback, right? Well, we're going to find out in just a moment. What's good, Steven? Welcome to the stream here, bud. Almost with a pick with Chicago as they're announcing it right now. What's good, a Wicked Cyclone fan? Welcome to the stream. The Bears as their pick is being announced. They traded up to number 11. And now we're going to find out what that pick is. This has to be a quarterback, I'm pretty sure. Justin Fields and Mac Jones still on the draft boards as the pick is in, and the Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback of Ohio State. Wow. That is the future there for Chicago with Justin Fields. Looks like the Patriots is going to get left-handed with Mac Jones. So trying to find the next Tom Brady, a pocket passer with a high IQ. And looks like they're probably going to get stuck with Mac Jones now. Unless somebody trades up out in front of them. Yeah, I'm a Patriots fan. Wanted it to be Fields myself. So it looks like we get stuck with Mac Jones. It's that Belichick-Saban connection. Unless Bill goes for something else totally different. And just passes on a quarterback. Just like this was a shortened season. They didn't play the normal college football schedule for a lot of these teams. And he just passes up on it. Now the Cowboys on the draft board. I think they're looking to go defense in this type of situation. Probably secondary for Dallas. Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn getting picked, the top two corners off the draft boards. Caleb Farley for Virginia Tech. Still on the draft boards. He's the next available corner, according to ESPN rankings. Yeah, Vikings might try to see if they could develop their QB for the future behind Kirk Cousins. I honestly think this is it for Kirk Cousins, that he's going to play this season, and that's going to be it. I've got currently for the Vikings a pass rush that they have to go for. But with the news breaking today that Aaron Rodgers might not play for the Packers for the season, that he's looking to be traded elsewhere, then Minnesota might go someplace else. I was predicting Minnesota could possibly pick up Kwity Paye. Yeah, it might be a wide receiver. Bill might not even be looking at quarterback. Hey, have a nice night, Jason. Glad to have you back to the stream, man. So there were a couple landing spots announced prior. I think one of them was the 49ers. Yep, so San Fran, Denver, and Las Vegas. I think if Aaron Rodgers has to go someplace, I'm thinking Las Vegas there for the Raiders. That looks like an appetizing market for Aaron Rodgers to go to. The Raiders have a young team. I think they're going to be dangerous in the future once all the pieces come together. I'm going to go with Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech for this pick here in number 12. So my prediction is Caleb Farley for the Cowboys here. So I think they're going to go secondary with a corner. So Cowboys have their pick in. After the Cowboys is the Chargers, then the Vikings, and then the Patriots and the Cardinals at 16. I'm just going to do the first half of the draft tonight here, so this is the first 16 picks. We're almost at 10 o'clock at night where I am. I remember last year I did the full draft. That was crazy. It went all the way to like 1 in the morning, basically. So the Eagles already traded with the Cowboys. Eagles got the 10th overall pick, as that was Devontae Smith they traded up for. A big-time get there for Philadelphia. Needed a wide receiver, they got one. The Cowboys now with a 12th overall pick and a 2021 third-round pick in exchange for them trading down. Yep, definitely need to sleep. I remember, last year I covered that draft, and man, that was late last year. I feel like this year, it's going by faster, though, I feel like. But we're already, like, almost 2 hours into it, and we're not even halfway through the draft board. So the pick is in now for the Cowboys. All right, here we go. Dallas's pick about to be announced, everyone. Who they're picking up at number 12. Cowboy Nation on their feet here out in Cleveland for the 2021 NFL Draft. And here we go, the Cowboys looking to address the need. Do they go in the secondary? And the pick will be linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State. They pick up. So they do go defense for Dallas, and that is the first linebacker off the board for tonight's draft. Inside linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State. Now the Chargers on the draft board. 6 minutes for the Chargers pick. LA got some options. Offensive line could be one of them for LA. They could also be looking at the defense, especially in the secondary. They were in quite a bit of shootout games this past season where the offense did really well. Just the defense couldn't hold up. And they'd have games where Justin Herbert would pass the ball over 300, 400 yards and still lose. So possibly Caleb Farley here for Virginia Tech, I think, could go to the Chargers. Or you're looking at an offensive lineman, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern, as to protect Justin Fields. That's another thing as well, to open up the holes for the running game with Austin Eckler out in the backfield. So there's a couple of options here on the board for the Chargers, going after potential player out in the secondary, possible player in the offensive line. They get some options. Also a tight end as well they need. They'll probably pick up one later, though. As for the tight ends, probably going to be later in the draft now. Because Hunter Henry got picked up by the Patriots in free agency. Probably looking at a tight end further down in the draft line. Micah Parsons, first team All-American out from Penn State, Big Ten linebacker of the year. Those were his 2019 accolades. Great pickup for Dallas's defense. Definitely needed something in the defense to bolster their defense. Yeah, I got some good picks lately. Chicago trading up to get Justin Fields. Great pick there by the Bears. Philadelphia before that trade up to get their wide receiver from Alabama with Smith. And now Micah Parsons. So the NFC holding the last 3 draft picks. And now it goes back over to the AFC with the Chargers. 2.5 minutes left to go on the clock for the Chargers before their pick is in. Yup, looking like Mac Jones going to go to the Patriots. Unless Bill goes the other way on a pick here. It's that Belichick-Saban connection, I guess. If it does happen. So just looking to start over and have a pocket passer, high IQ with Mac Jones. And looking for the next Tom Brady of the organization. So that's my prediction is now it's going to be Mac Jones as we whittle down the quarterbacks. It looks like Mac Jones is going to fall back to 15 to the Patriots. All right, so the pick is in for the Chargers. Yeah, Superman putting out here, Jones the second coming to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's system. That's what it looks like the hope is. Sorry to hear about that, Vaughn. Looks like next week he's back to school. All in person, it looks like. Do I think Tennessee will pick a running back? No. They already got Derrick Henry. So a couple things the Chargers could go out for if they go for an offensive line in this scenario. Could go after a corner as well. I think later in the draft they're going to go out for a tight end because they lost Hunter Henry in free agency now to the Patriots. They did get Jared Cook, though. Yeah, I think Jeremy McNichols had a couple of good games that he showed promise last year for Tennessee. Yeah, so it looks like Mac Jones is going to fall to the Patriots at number 15 unless Bill picks otherwise. The Chargers pick is in. And that's unless Minnesota steals Mac Jones at 14. And is in pursuit of the next quarterback for the future to be groomed for next season underneath Kirk Cousins. So Justin Herbert, 31 passing touchdowns, most by a rookie in NFL history to Baker Mayfield's 27 back in 2018, as this has turned into a quarterback game. Herbert passing, threw the ball for over 350, 400 plus yards in some of the games and shootout types of games and still lost. So I think defense is going to be a big key to this one, especially in the secondary if they do go that way for the Chargers. We'll see. The pick is in. Roger Goodell takes the stand here. And this pick will go to an offensive lineman to protect the quarterback as it goes for Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle from Northwestern, as he was still on the board, and now he's picked. So Justin Herbert able to get a pass protector. Big pickup there. He was projected to be top 10 for a lot of like draft boards or so on the ESPN board. And Rashawn Slater picked up by the Chargers at 13. So now Minnesota on the clock. Minnesota, their need. I think you're looking at a pass rusher in this situation. This is where Kwity Paye could potentially fall in line. So Kwity Paye, according to ESPN, he's the top defensive end on the draft board. He also got Jalen Phillips out of Miami as a defensive end. Defensive tackle Christian Barmore from Alabama on the draft boards. So those are some of the defensive linemen that we take a look at. Ronnie Perkins, defensive end from Oklahoma. Joe Tyrant, defensive end from Washington. Couple names to know for defensive ends. Potentially Minnesota looking for a pass rusher in this situation. Put pressure on the quarterback and get to opposing QBs, especially out in the very difficult NFC North when it comes to quarterbacks. Jared Goff now for the Lions. And then Aaron Rodgers. It was announced today that he wants out for Green Bay. Kwity Paye, Bishop Hendrickson standout. Yep. If Kwity Paye gets drafted in the first round, he's going to be the first pick since 1939. In the first rounder from Rhode Island since 1939. Do I know Paramount Plus? Yes. I don't have it, but I've seen that it's been on the rise lately. I know Peacock last year was on the rise. Because Peacock came around like, I think it was around June of last year it came around. So 2 minutes left to go on the clock from Minnesota. Oh, yeah, trade alert we got. The Jets slide into 14. Wow. So we all know now that the Patriots are looking for Mac Jones. They should be able to land Mac Jones now. So the Jets have already taken a quarterback tonight, Zach Wilson at number 2. As the Jets are going to look to add something else to their roster. And they need a lot of needs. Especially when it comes to the defense. Protecting the quarterback. They got Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, an offensive guard. He's on the draft board still. They got a bunch of needs either way for the Jets. So trading up, this was a good trade up here because they'll be getting a high quality player either way in this type of situation. Yeah, Vegas puts out him, this might seem weird, but Winovich, Uche, and now maybe Kwity Paye. Imagine if Bill does that, just adding to the defense. The running back situation looks like this. Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, Josh Adams, and Pete Guerrero for the Jets running back situation. So they do need running backs as well. Najee Harris looks like the first on draft boards for running backs. I thought he'd be picked like a little bit further though, in like the 20s, most likely for Najee Harris. So Le'Veon Bell, currently on the Kansas City Chiefs, as that just didn't pan out with the Jets. I think before they go out for a running back, I think they still got to add to the offensive line though, because that's a big key, protecting Zach Wilson now. So that they need much more in the offensive line for New York. The wide receivers last year, they were coming together towards the end of the season for the Jets. Jamison Crowder, Braxton Berrios started to make a name for himself. They just have players that haven't been able to revive their careers. Denzel Mims, Josh Doxson, who used to play at Washington. No, they already got Zach Wilson, so there's no chance that they will pick up another quarterback with Mac Jones and then have him battle it out. That'd be crazy there if that happens. Be like, what in the world are the Jets doing? They have so many other positions that they have to address. Offensive line, corner, running back, defensive ends. Whatever they get here, it's most likely going to be a good pick. I don't know how you mess up on this pick. If you got another quarterback or if you pick up a kicker or a punter in this situation, that's how you mess up on this pick. But they get a lot to choose from. Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard from USC. He's on the draft boards, potentially one of the top fits in this situation for the Jets. I think since you got a rookie quarterback now, I think the time is now to protect them for the Jets. So the pick is in. New York traded up to 14 for their second pick. And the pick is in for Gang Green. Second pick of the draft for the Jets. Picked up Zach Wilson at number 2. And now back on the board at number 14. So the Jets with a 14th overall pick. They get the 2021 4th round pick in exchange for the Vikings. They get the 23rd overall pick and 2 2021 3rd round picks. So the Vikings will pick twice out for the 3rd round, 2 more picks out of round number 3. So this could be Najee Harris here if they do go for a running back. It'd be the top one off the board if they do go for Najee Harris. The running backs from this draft, compared to other drafts, are recently low. I remember it was a few years ago, Saquon Barkley, in that draft. There was a lot of running backs that went high in that draft. All right, here we go. The Jets pick as it is in. Roger Goodell announcing the pick currently here. What they will do for the Jets for their second pick of the NFL draft for 2021. Already picking up Zach Wilson and looking to add to it at number 14, trading up from 23. And they do go with an offensive lineman, Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. So the Jets pick up a pass protector to help out Zach Wilson. Protecting the quarterback, good move. Protecting the quarterback before you get to the running game because you need to open up holes out in front for the rushes to develop. And right there, yeah, totally makes sense for the Jets. All right, here we go. Patriots, baby. Let's go. Patriots on the clock, and look at that. The pick is in already for Bill Belichick. The pick is already in for the Patriots. Oh, boy. Are you looking at a pocket passer? High IQ Mac Jones. Played 3 seasons at Alabama. Last season, 13 games. National championship. 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions. 4,500 passing yards. Is he looking at Mac Jones in this situation? The next Tom Brady. That's what Bill Belichick is looking for. 36 for 45 passing in the national title game. 80% against Ohio State. 5 touchdown passes to no picks, 464 yards in the air for Mac Jones. The pocket passer. Here we go, Pats Nation. Getting ready for this. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Looking for Mac Jones here on the board, baby. The next quarterback of the future. Able to have the next quarterback on the Patriots in the future. Yeah, we're going to see Bob Kraft on the phone right now. Glad to see that. They're actually back at the Patriots office. Bill looking at the computers. The pick is in for the Patriots. I was just there a couple of days ago at Gillette. They're at the Gillette offices out in the Putnam Suite. Here we go. Patriots pick is in, everyone. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this pick for a long time. Here we go. We'll see who drops back to number 15 if they do drop back. Or if Bill's going to throw a curveball after us. Here we go. Patriots with their pick It's being announced right now. All right, here we go. Patriots pick is in, being announced. As we're going to have it 5 seconds from now. And the pick is Mac Jones, quarterback of Alabama. Looking for the next franchise quarterback. The 15th overall pick, Mac Jones, the Patriots. As there we go. Let's have faith in Mac Jones, man. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Mac Jones. Won a national title. I'm going to believe in Mac Jones here. Incredible season for him. Incredible career for Alabama. 56 touchdown passes to 7 picks throughout his career. High IQ quarterback, pocket passer. And that's exactly what Bill Belichick's looking at right now. I know the whole game has changed to the mobile type of quarterback that can escape the pressure of the pocket, flush out, and throw on the run. But they go after a pocket passer, and big thing is that they're going to need to have pass protection when you get a pocket passer. And Bill loves the short stuff. So, nice 3-step drop back. Dump it off. Cut into yardage after yardage. Control the football. That's the type of game that the Patriots play. Cardinals pick is up. This will be my last pick tonight here, guys. Appreciate everyone for joining my stream, being a part here on the chat tonight. I'm only going to do the first 16 picks because I remember I did this a year ago. Went all the way to like 1 in the morning or so. Thank you guys so much for being a part here tonight in the stream. Before I do sign off, spike the thumbs up. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. And thank you guys so much for being a part here on the stream. Oh yeah, Bill loves Mac Jones. Bill loves Hunter Henry. He raves about Aaron Rodgers too. So Bill has faith in him. Mac Jones looking to be the next franchise-altering quarterback for the Patriots to step in, be the next type of Tom Brady quarterback. Similarities as far as his pocket passer type, IQ as well, and Bill Belichick picks it up. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed in a little bit. So after this pick, I'm going to be finished up for the draft. I covered half of the draft for you guys tonight. Thanks so much, guys, for being a part here tonight. So this will be the final pick I go through, and then I'll be wrapping it up. I'm probably not going to stay up for the whole pick because I have to get up early tomorrow for work. But yeah, glad to be doing a special live stream for you guys out here. Next stream will be, I believe, Clippers against Nuggets for the NBA, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And that will be on Saturday night. So I'll be off tomorrow. I plan on being back on Saturday night. It's probably going to be a late live stream because the Rockets-Warriors game is on at 7:30, and I'm shocked that that game actually got put on national TV. So it's probably going to be Clippers-Denver on Saturday night at 10 o'clock Eastern time, and then I plan on covering on Sunday afternoon Bucks versus Nets. So 2 games this weekend for basketball games. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part in the stream tonight. Really appreciate all for being a part here on the stream. Von's excited for that one with Jokic. Looking for a triple-double for his fantasy team. I think Arizona could potentially address the defense in this type of situation here. Their offense was really good this season. for Arizona. So they got a couple of things, though, they could look to add. Tight end is one of them, though. I think you'd have to go further back, though, to pick up a tight end, and not right now in the first rounds. Later on in the draft, they could go for tight ends, but corner. I feel like the corner position as well is something that would need to be addressed for Arizona, where they could possibly go out for Greg Newsome for Northwestern, or Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. So they got a couple options to do so. Yeah, these were all really good picks tonight. Only one that I really shook my head out about was Jamar Chase going to Cincinnati. I thought they'd have an offensive lineman protecting Joe Burrow. But all these picks were great tonight. And also for Detroit, I thought Detroit should have went for a wide receiver. Instead, they went with Sewell on the offensive line. So I thought that Cincinnati would pick up Penei Sewell, and that Detroit would go for Jamar Chase. So I thought those two would have been swapped. Hey, what's good, Jose? Welcome back on here. He's excited for the Cardinals pick before I sign off. And the Cardinals with their pick, as they pick an outside linebacker, Zaven Collins from Tulsa, as they pick. So we are halfway through the draft. I'm going to wrap up right now as they go linebacker, Zaven Collins from Tulsa for Arizona. Thank you guys so much for being a part here in the stream tonight. Before I do sign off, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, everybody. Glad to cover half of the NFL draft for the first round for everyone. Appreciate everybody for finding my stream, being a part here. And these special live streams that I do cover, they're out for members and mods out on the stream. But the basketball games that I cover, this channel is basically 99.9% of my content's all basketball, play-by-play streams. And those types of games that I do cover are out for the general public. Anybody can chat in those types of streams there. So we're going to wrap up this one, getting late at night where I am. Glad to cover half of the NFL draft for you guys. Really appreciate it for being a part here. Before I do wrap up, going to thank out the channel members. If anybody would like to become a channel member here, it's as low as $1.99 per month to do so. Gets you shout-outs for every single one of my live streams. You got the channel members out in the chat. Jack, Jason, Aaron, Dawad, Ant, Raven, the sports expert, Warren, Man and Hates, Old Deuce, Cindy, Dennis, Dallin Law, Andrew, Superman, Rajeep, Dave, and Wicked Cyclone Fan. As those are the channel members. Thanks so much, everybody, for stopping on by, being a part here in this special live stream tonight. Me covering the NFL draft for mods and members. I plan on being back. Next stream will be on Saturday night, most likely, for the NBA. Probably going to be a late stream with the Nuggets versus Clippers on Saturday night. So stay tuned for that one. I'll probably post in the community tab. Probably either tomorrow night or Saturday morning. I'll probably post in. I'll be off tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for being a part here and wrapping up this one. As we're going to sign off on this one. Enjoy the rest of the night, everybody.